Hi guys, it is the hottest day of the year and I thought it would be a great idea to film a Q&A video because I am Teddy and full of smart ideas. So a couple of days ago I asked you guys to send in some questions and I'd answer them in this video. So I compiled a few of my favourites / the non-weird ones and thought I'd answer them here. So let's go. The first question comes from an anon, which doesn't surprise me, most of them were anonymous, and it says, what is the first fandom you were ever introduced to and how did you discover it? So the first fandom I was introduced to was the Rory Cats fandom, which probably doesn't come to surprise to anyone since you all think I'm a furry. Thanks. And it was probably when I was around 10, 11, 12, I found it because I've read the book since I was 7, but I finally got internet, went online, found a roleplay forum, and the rest is history. I'm not part of it anymore, but it's still very dear to my heart. The next question is from another anon, and it has actually quite a lot, so it's kind of quick fire. And the first one is, are you left or right-handed? I'm left-handed, just like Dan, which is why I relate to his left-handism video so much. Like, all that is so accurate. Favorite color? Well, at the moment it is green. It usually is green, but sometimes I go through phases of pink, and I still love pink, but green. Any pets? I don't have any pets anymore, but I really hope to one day get a Pomeranian. Please, one day. Favorite chocolate? Probably dark chocolate, but there is this New Zealand brand called Whittaker's, and oh my gosh, their coconut block is so good. I could endlessly eat it. Amazing. Do you have Whittaker's in your country? Try it. How do you take your tea or coffee? I do my coffee with almond milk, and this is a latte, sometimes it's cappuccino, doesn't really matter, I'm a barista, I mix it up. And the next question is favourite band / artist, and what's your favourite album of theirs? My favourite band is always a toss-up between Mumford & Sons and Alt J. Mumford & Sons, my favourite album is Babel, and Alt J I don't have a favourite because their entire discography is amazing, but This Is All Yours, quality content. And favourite artist is Ed Sheeran. I am seeing him next month. I'm excited. And favourite album's probably X. Oh, is it Plus? Plus. Let's go Plus. Yeah. And where have you travelled? If you probably may have noticed by now, I have an entire photo board from when I went to Europe. I'll put all the countries I've been to here to stop me rambling, but Europe as well as Malaysia and Los Angeles. Next question comes from Andy, and she asks, what have been your favourite travel experiences / places you visited, and what are your dream destinations to see in the future? With travel experiences, probably doing that Kentucky tour was a really amazing travel experience because I will never do it again. And I prefer solo travelling, so having that group of 40 other people and seeing like an entire continent in under a month was a really amazing experience. Would recommend it, wouldn't do it again though. As for places, probably the entirety of Italy. Oh my gosh, it's pretty, so pretty. And particularly Florence, I was only there for a day, but that city is so gorgeous. I recommend visiting. Also, Bath in England, I did a day trip from when I was in Bristol. I went there for a day. Oh my god, it was pretty, and I went there in December, so there was all the Christmas markets, and the Roman baths were beautiful, and those two places, Florence, Bath, go see, beautiful. And Joshua asked the next question, and it is, what's your best memory? And if you could speak 3 languages fluently, not including your native, what languages would you speak? As for best memory, well, it is travel related. What do you expect from me? I love traveling. But it was probably when I first saw the UK, probably like just the first glimpse of it, like fully. Because it took me 30 hours to get from Australia to London. Because living on the other side of the world is great, but it was like 6 AM in the morning. I was like, got up from the stairs of Oxford Circus with my big suitcase and I was a mess. But then just seeing like Oxford Circus, somewhere I've like imagined being at for years and years, and seeing like the Christmas decorations and double-decker buses and not that many people because it was 6 AM, but still a lot. That was probably the best memory because it made me realize that I could do anything. Like me, an 18-year-old, at the time was able to travel by herself to the other side of the world. That's probably, yeah, my best memory. And as for the languages, I wish I could also speak Spanish. Like, I already do, but not fluently. So I'd love to do that because I'm too anxious to ever speak to a native speaker. So yeah, that would be nice. As well as Japanese, because I've always loved the language and I work at a Japanese store. And like, imagine not being able to watch anime with subtitles, like just listening to it, the dream. As for the third one, probably Arabic, mostly because it has to do with what I study at uni, and if I could have those 3 languages, it would make my life so much easier. Next question comes from Zoe, and that is, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live? Well, you've probably guessed this by now if you've listened to the other questions, and that is London. It's been my dream to live in London since I was, a tiny kid. And going there's made me want to go live there even more. But yeah, 2 more years and that dream will become reality. Yay! This is a very important fact. Cats or dogs? Cats. Yeah, you can block me if you want, but cats all the way. Rosemary Amethyst says, do you have any kinks? You tell me. Okay, now moving into more Dan and Phil related questions, which I thought there'd be more of, but sure. So this question is, when and why did you start watching Dan and Phil? There is kind of like 3 answers to this because I'm weird. Originally I started watching Dan in like 2012-13 when I was going through a lol random One Direction emo phase all combined. It was a disaster. I'm glad I'm past that. But I watched him for a while, but I never had internet at home. I couldn't. So I kind of like caught up with them, I guess, like watch their videos every now and then. It wasn't until Gaming Mess of 2016 when I was in the UK and had free Wi-Fi that I was able to watch them daily and just be like, wow, I love them. But it wasn't until March, March of last year that I got unlimited internet at home. Wow, it's a lifesaver. But I got unlimited internet and just binged them. I caught up on all the years I missed, I guess. And yeah, so I have 3 stages of being a fanny. Wow, I'm weird. And another question is from Anonymous, and it says, fave Dan, Phil, and Dan and Phil video. My favourite Dan video was probably the left-handism because I just relate to it so much because it's an everyday struggle. And also his depression video because I've only been able to watch it once fully, but I'm just so proud of him, and yeah, that was definitely one of my favourites. With Phil, probably the toxic video, mostly because I really, wow, I was getting excited there. I just really love old school Phil, and just that video just reminds me of this why this is so easy to love, and I love him. And together, when we a blindfolded cat face game, because even just thinking about it, it's so cute. So cute. Wow. My demon is coming out. Yeah, so probably the blindfolded cat face game and the dog vlog. I have watched the dog vlog too many times. It's probably unhealthy to watch it that many times. Next question is more to do with what I do on Tumblr, and it is, what do you love most about making GIFs? Probably the colouring, because it wasn't until I got my new computer that I actually really thoroughly started enjoying it again, because on my old one it took an hour to make something I can make in 5 minutes now. So there wasn't much I loved about GIF making back for the last few months, but now it is colouring because it's just so exciting, and I never realised how much I love colour. Like, I always just knew I love colours, obviously, but I don't know, just changing such a dull video and making it blue or pink or purple is just, I just love manipulating. Yeah, that sounds dodgy, but I just love manipulating videos, and I used to do film in high school, so I loved putting that knowledge I had from all those years of studying to use on Photoshop, so win-win. Next question comes from Grace, and it is, which one of the fics you've written are you most proud of? I have 2. I don't know which I'm most proud of. I'm really proud of this one shot called Goodbye Rose Tyler, and it's Doctor Who, and It was when I was probably in like my peak fanfiction writing days back in high school, and it was just, I never written anything sad really, and I just got such a positive reaction to something that was kind of sad but beautiful, and I'm just really proud of it. But because you only probably all know me from my Dan and Phil fanfic, I must say that I'm most proud of the All I Want for Christmas Is You, which is the Smart Friends to Lovers one. Yeah, because you think that after writing, like I have like 200 fics in here, most of them unpublished, but you think in all those fanfics I have written smut, but no. It wasn't until 2 months ago that I like tried out writing smut, and now I can't stop. That sounds creepy, but like I've just unleashed this unlimited possibilities when I write, which is great. So those ones. Next question comes from Lex, and it is favourite shows of all time. I'm a really big Star Trek nerd, so my top one has to go to Star Trek Voyager. It's my favourite thing to ever exist. I love it. I've rewatched some episodes countless times. Also The X-Files, that's one of my favourites. I recommend it so much. Watch it. If you're on Tumblr, you'll probably like The X-Files, to be honest. Also True Blood. I started inappropriately at the age of like 13, and there's a lot of like nudity, let's just say that. But I love it. I can watch series 4 so many times. The ending gets a bit towards the last few seasons, but season 4 is beautiful. I would watch it forever. And also Doctor Who. I adore it so much. I don't know if you can see, can you see? No, I have a photo of me in front of the TARDIS up there, which you can't see, but I love Doctor Who. It was one of my main fandoms for years before Dan and Phil, so those ones. That was a really elongated answer to that question. Next question comes from M, and she says, what's your fave pair of socks that you own? My London Underground socks. Next question comes from Anonymous. It says, show us where you live. Not in the creepy way, I promise. I've always wanted to go to Australia, so to me you're living the dream. And here is some footage of what it looks like today. It's beautiful. Also it's 35 degrees Celsius, so it was hell. Looked pretty, but it was hell. So the last question comes from an Anonymous, and it is, Teddy, tips on making internet friends, and was it easy? Because I struggle. Well, I can relate to that. I say join a group chat, and it may take a while to find one, but it's so worth it because I've made all my friends, like my really close friends, from group chats. And I know it probably won't sound like the easiest thing, and honestly, like for the first month of my blog existing, I was just applying to nets like crazy. I got rejected from like all of them. Eventually, the amazing girl called Hannah added me to the Pensati net, and it's just been amazing ever since. Because eventually you'll find your group and it'll be amazing. But when it comes to private messaging though, which is probably like what you are asking for, I'm terrible at that. I think there's only 2 people on Tumblr that I will reply to, like willingly. Because I have so many people I have just not replied to, just dropped conversation, because I have the worst anxiety with private messaging. Even in real life people I don't reply to. I'm terrible. But as for that, I just say look for a mutual that you want to befriend or interact with a lot in like reblogs and tags and asks, and just send them asks, being like, how's your day? Or talk to them about what they've been posting, or any questions they may have, or what they've been ranting about in the tags, because honestly, asks are like the best method on making friends, because eventually you send asks and you just get this like friendship happening, I guess. Like you work out who your close mutuals are, and from there just message them, send a meme, just gossip, do something. I don't know, I'm terrible at that. I probably have like 20 unread messages in my Tumblr messaging right now. Sorry guys. That is actually all the questions. Wow. I've been filming for 30 minutes. Can you tell how many mistakes I made? So I'm gonna go because there is a massive storm coming, as you could probably tell by the really bad lighting quality in here. I hope this has been interesting on some level. I don't know if this will even work out. This is my second time filming. So if you have any further questions, feel free to hit me up in my inbox. I am always online besides when I'm sleeping. Like, I spend a ridiculous amount of time on Tumblr. Like, that was not meant to go on the floor. And so thank you so much for following me, because when I started it, I just made this vlog out of sheer boredom. and like I was sad, I was bored, I was like, let's make a Tumblr, let's make it a fandom Tumblr, and it's honestly changed my life for the better. Like, I've met some amazing people, I've met like some of my closest internet friends and met them in real life because of Tumblr, and it's wild. So thank you for putting up my ranting, my stress, just my breakdowns constantly, because I appreciate it so much. Thank you, and have a lovely day wherever in the world you may be. Bye!